Hey YouTube, this is Lucky from the lab, and today I'm bringing you my exact Sunsinger subclass setup for the Trials of Osiris. Alright, the first column that I'm going to go over is the grenade column. Alright, I use firebolts. I think that firebolts are the most powerful grenades, not just for PvP, but also for Trials of Osiris as well. You could use fusion grenades, which if are stuck to people can one-shot them, which the firebolt cannot do. You could also use solar grenades, but they're very set in place, and so unless the person stands on top of them, it's really ineffective to use solar grenades. I use firebolts, and I build my entire subclass around using firebolts. There are a variety of other builds you can use when using the Sunsinger subclass, but I use a firebolt build, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by what I use with my exotic chest piece. Alright, going on to the next piece, we have the jump. Alright, I use focus burst, and I don't think there's any other option for any other one. You could use focus control or balance glide, but focus burst is for sure the best for trying to press the pace or trying to escape. If you want to rush in, you're going to need focus burst, and if you want to escape really fast, you need focus burst, and I'll show you here exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, with focus burst, what I do is a single jump, and then I double tap X. And what this does is the first tap after the single jump initiates the focus burst, and the second tap, or the last tap of the jump button, it would be A on Xbox One, on PlayStation it's X. The third and final tap cancels the focus burst, and so in doing so I end up actually moving across the map really fast. And a lot of people every now and again ask me, how do you move so fast as a warlock? Warlocks are known for being quite slow, and so they'll ask me, how do you move so fast as a warlock? And that's how I do it. I jump and I quickly double tap jump again. Okay, there it is. That's how I'm moving across the map. If you see me playing Trials on my stream or doing carries and stuff, this is what I'm doing constantly, because I move extra fast and I aim myself towards the ground so that way I can hit the ground a little bit faster. I'm just trying to hustle across the ground, hustle across the map here with this focus burst jump. Alright, in my opinion, it's the only jump that you should use if you're trying to use a Sunsinger in the Trials of Osiris. Alright, on to the next part. We will go over back into a subclass and we'll go over his super. I'm going to use self-res, and even after the April update they took away a few firebolts, I'm still going to use self-res over radiant skin. Radiant skin feels really nice, you can throw a few more firebolts, and of course you have increased damage resistance, but self-res is just great because it always has that surprise motherfucker attribute to it. You can always just come back to life from out of nowhere with self-res, and you can make a lot of really good plays happen. Of course you can always just get sniped off the self-res, so you have to play it really tactically. I talk about this all the time about baiting, how to bait properly and how to not get baited, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, Song of Flame is it basically is a really silly perk. I'm getting shot over here. Fuck off, Vandals. Hey. Alright. Anyways, so I'll go back in here, get away from those Vandals. Alright, here we are. Song of Flame is not very good for PvP in general. It can be nice, I guess, to just throw a bunch of grenades with your teammates, but I've never really seen it used that effectively. But I suppose there's a time and a place where this could actually be kind of fun. But for the most part, you're going to want to use self-res in Trials of Osiris. And on to the next part. Flame Shield just recently got nerfed, which means that the damage that the Flame Shield can receive before it's destroyed is less than it was before. It's still by far the most powerful one. I know that people are talking about using Solar Wind to counter shotgunners and stuff, but this just doesn't work. These just aren't as effective, causing your enemies to explode. It's always better to have this flame shield. Even if it got nerfed a little bit, it's still the most powerful attribute. But because it got nerfed, I now use my Sunsinger subclass setup that's set towards firebolts and not towards melees. A good example of that is the gauntlets here. We got the Claws of Hamakara, which give you an additional melee charge, which would be another Sunsinger subclass setup that's based around Flame Shield. Some people use that. They like to have 2 melee charges, and that's the different subclass setup. I use the Firebolt setup personally. I use Battle Recovery and Toughness. Viking Funeral is very important. This is what makes the Firebolts extra powerful. Touch of Flame is what causes them to burn, and Viking Funeral gives them that extra burn, and it's really important to use that. I know it seems at first you're like, well, why wouldn't you just want 2 grenades? It's so much better. You have 2 firebolts instead of 1. But putting all these 2 attributes on 1 firebolt equals 1 really powerful firebolt. Whereas if you put on this one, you end up nullifying the burn perk and Viking Funeral as well. And in doing so, you just have 2 kind of really weak grenades. And so it's not very good to put on 2 firebolts, but it is really, really powerful to have Viking Funeral and Touch of Flame on. There are other Sunsinger subclass setups, like I said before. You could put on that one. You could put on Radiant Will to have extended, and then you could put on Fusion Grenades, and this is a different subclass setup where you're trying to stick people. It's also very effective. Not my personal favorite, but still is very effective. Can also be helpful when you're trying to go up against a good team of Night Stalkers. They're always shade stepping out of your firebolts. That can be a problem. Sometimes I'll actually switch my subclass if I know I'm going up against a team of 3 Night Stalkers, because firebolts just do not hit Night Stalkers like 95% of the time. And so that's it. That's my Sunsinger subclass setup. The last part I'll go over is that my build is Intellect Discipline with this setup and this particular firebolt setup that I'm using. And with that, my exotic chest piece is Void Fang Vestments. Now I know what you're thinking at first is, why would you use Void Fang Vestments on a Sunsinger? Are you crazy? Like, this is for a Void Walker. It says Void Fang right in the title. But it doesn't matter, because the perk, the main perk of this, is Spawn with full grenade energy. And that's the most powerful perk you can have, especially when you're trying to build a grenade build right here. You know, I'm trying to build my subclass all around my grenades being the most powerful attribute, and so spawning every round in Trials of Osiris with grenade energy, no matter what I did the last round, is incredibly powerful. That means the first engagement when I come into the enemy team, the first choke point that I run into, I'm throwing a firebolt right there immediately, no matter what, because I spawned that round with a firebolt. And that gives me a huge advantage. If they get caught with that firebolt, they're going to be, you know, maybe 1 or 2 shots away from dying, depends on what I'm shooting them with. With a Mida, it's like one shot to the head and 2 shots to the body if I can hit them with just one of these firebolts. And so every single round, I'm going to light that first person I see on my radar on fire. Okay, and so this is a really, really powerful subclass setup, one that can be definitely annoying and aggravating for a lot of people, but in my opinion, it's very good and very useful. And is it overpowered? A lot of people ask, and it's not my opinion to judge. I don't think it's necessarily overpowered, because if I miss my firebolt, I'm using 2 subclass perks. If I miss my firebolt, then I kind of shot my wad there, if you think about it. So it is very, very powerful, but only if you can use it effectively and make sure you land that firebolt hit on the enemy team. And so that's it. That's my Sunsinger subclass setup. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. I will answer and respond to almost all of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, stay sexy.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Hello, I'm Quick Darch. Thank you for watching this Lucky and LUCKYY video. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for daily Destiny videos. Thank you and good night.